Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alec Davison here, and this is going to be an exciting video blog because I know all you guys love supplements, and I'm going to take you over my supplement stack, and I'm going to go into the science on how each one of them works, and then I'm going to give you the most important supplements. So if you're on a budget or you don't want to spend that much money on supplements, I'm going to tell you the best ones to buy and the cheapest ones and the ones you get the most benefit from. So let's go over this, and I research everything, guys. Before I take a supplement, I research it. Even though I'm going to tell you basically everything you need to know about these supplements, I still want you guys researching each supplement before you take it. And because supplements work differently for different people, and you may have a disease or something that doesn't work well with one of these supplements, so you really need to do your background check before. But I'm going to give you a lot of detail on these supplements. My notes here. Okay, so let's start with the first one. I'm going to go here to our dextrose powder, which is basically it's a simple sugar. So you would have this post-workout or pre-workout. It all depends on what your goal is, but sometimes I like to have this throughout my workout. If I'm really depleting and I don't have that many carbs, and I want to prevent catabolism, which is the breakdown of muscles, having a simple sugar supplement throughout your workout is going to increase your insulin levels, and when you increase your insulin levels, it counteracts cortisol, which is a product produced when your body is getting overtrained and is depleted. So it reduces the cortisol levels so your muscles won't break down. And also, if you have this throughout your workout, you're going to get some crazy pumps because the carbohydrates are going to be rushing into your muscles, and it's pretty cool. But when I really start to get to that last phase of dieting, I don't have this because I don't want to have any simple sugars and store anything. But there's been some studies that's shown you have this before you work out, you get an insulin response, which allows you to create more muscle, or you can have this after. I would say about 20 grams of this after your workout with a protein shake, and you mix your creatine in there and stuff, and that insulin spike's really going to shoot those nutrients into your muscles. But I've kind of gone away from having simple sugars after my workout because studies recently shown that protein synthesis is not dependent on your carbohydrate intake. So I kind of gone more for complex carbohydrates recently in my diet post-workout. But you know, this is good if you don't want to eat whole food and you're trying to gain weight and get that insulin response. This is really good for you. Okay. So we got that. Now we got our Animal Pack, which is a multivitamin. And this is really good because it has everything you need in one little pack right here. Okay, so you have your trace elements. In here you have your B6, B12s, all your vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, all of them in this one little thing here. So this is really good for me. This has worked for me. And if you do start taking this, you need to take this when you're having food, because if you don't take this, you're just gonna piss it out, and your piss is gonna be like a neon color, which is like extremely weird. The first time I took this, I was kind of freaked out because my piss was like glow in the dark, you know. So it's kind of weird. But Animal Pack is a good one. This is the one I would recommend. So multivitamin. All right, I'm gonna go to our Nano X9. This is by Muscle Tech, and this is it's an NO2 product, which is a vasodilator. And vasodilator means vascularity, veins, dilator, making bigger. So it dilates your veins. And what this does, this allows the nutrients that you've taken in before you work out to rush into your muscles and really get a steady supply of nutrients into your muscles. And what this supplement helps do is your pump will be crazy. Pump means the blood rushing into your muscle, and it's just like your skin is tightening up and you just feel really full, that's a pump. And this is a vasodilator helps get that, okay? This is another vasodilator I've taken in the past. I like this one much better. This one's good. Try them both out. This one is Hemavol by iForce. It's it's pretty widely known. So is Muscle Tech. I prefer this one. But try them out. Different supplements work different for different people, and people have different preferences. So pretty much any vasodilator is going to work. I prefer the ones that you don't have to take throughout the day. This one you just take in the morning and right before you work out, and this one you just take right before you work out. There are some other NO2 products out there that you have to take like 4 times a day, and I really don't want to do that. So convenience is also a factor when it comes in to knowing what supplements you want to take, okay? Alright, so we got HMB here. This is probably one of the most underrated supplements on the market today. Not very many people know what it is or what it does, or they've never even heard of it, period. So I'm going to look back to my notes on this because this does so many things. And if you're wondering what HMB stands for, it stands for hydroxy beta methyl butyrate. Did I say that right? Hydroxy beta methyl butyrate. I'm sorry, got my medical terms mixed up. Butyrate. So what this is going to do is, first off, if you're cutting, this is very beneficial to you because this is muscle preserving. It's basically like it creates an ozone layer or a protection over your muscles, and it helps you to prevent catabolism or breaking down of your muscles when you cut. Okay, let's see this. And a lot of people that know about HMB think it only does this, but it also stimulates protein synthesis, which is the ability to create protein. So that is essential to building muscle. Protein synthesis is essential, and this helps stimulate protein synthesis. Okay. What it also does, it helps in your recovery, and it reduces the DOMS effect. DOMS standing for delayed onset muscle soreness. For example, like say you train legs one day. This usually happens in legs because people undertrain legs and they get really sore. But say you train legs on Wednesday and you get extremely sore on Friday. That's a delayed onset muscle soreness. You get sore after the leg day. And this really helps eliminate that DOMS effect. So it's going to help you recover much faster, okay? Let's see. And not only does it help with your lifting, your anaerobic, it also helps with your aerobic, and it increases your VO2 max. Studies have shown, numerous studies have shown that it increases your VO2 max. And VO2 max is your ability to intake oxygen. So if you're a sprinter or you're a runner, this is also good for you. It's not just for bodybuilders, okay guys? Great supplement. What else? Let's see what else it does. Okay. And this, when taken with creatine monohydrate and branched chain amino acids, which I'm going to talk about later, if you take these all at the same time, this is going to compound the effect. And what studies have shown with subjects that take HMB, branched chain amino acids, and creatine monohydrate, it's shown that the resting and exercise testosterone levels have actually increased. That's pretty crazy. Also, the resting growth hormone concentrations have increased as well. Both testosterone and growth hormone levels are major predicaments in increasing your muscle mass and your athletic performance. So this is all natural though. This is nothing here is synthetic or against NCAA regulations, okay? So, but this is a great product. I would really think about investing into this. This is very essential, and not very many people know about this, okay? So HMB. Next, we are going to go to CLA. I'm going to look back to my notes to say how to pronounce this, okay? It's conjugated linoleic acid. So what this is basically like you have your omega-6 fatty acids, right? This is kind of like that, but it's kind of altered, okay? So it's a little bit different from your fatty acids, which are healthy for you, okay? Um, and let's see what this does. Basically, the bodybuilding benefit of this is that it helps you burn fat and reduce your fat storages. So that's the benefit just for the bodybuilding standpoint. But this also has health benefits. It actually reduces the growth of tumors, which means it's anti-cancer. So this actually prevents cancers. And also, what else does it do? It also helps you with your immune system, and studies have shown that it also helps to gain muscle. So reduce fat, gain muscle, anti-cancer, and helps your immune system. This is almost imperative. Either this or an omega-6 fatty acid. You have to get these because your body does not produce them. Okay. This is found in red meats. This is found in red meats, and omega-6 is found in fish oils. In fish. So your body can't produce them. So you either have to get this or omega-6 fatty acids. You have to have some of that in your diet. Okay. So very imperative. Very good supplement. Okay, guys. This next one, I don't know if you guys know, but I played football for a very long time, so I have very bad joints. My knees are pretty bad. I had knee surgery, and this supplement is glucosamine chondroitin with MSM. And basically what this is going to do, this is going to relieve your joint pain. And if you don't have joint pain, it's going to prevent it from coming. It helps with your cartilage and the lubrication between your joints. So this is very imperative if you're having knee pain, elbow pain. I would definitely recommend getting on this. Okay. So, and with all these supplements, as far as the dosages go, I would follow the recommended dosages on the back. I'm going to go back to CLA. The dosages on the back, it says. It'll show you, it says 2.4 grams, right, for one serving, and that's 3 soft gels, but you're going to have to take 6 soft gels a day because studies have shown that for this to be effective, it has to have 3.4 grams to 4.5 grams per day. So that's another thing that comes into play that a lot of people don't realize. I'm sorry I forgot this in the first place. HMB, the serving size is correct on the back of this, which is 3 grams per day. I would recommend taking about 2 grams before your workout and then another gram of HMB during your workout, but the directions are going to be on the back. I'm just telling you this in advance. Okay. Alright. Let's go to our casein protein. Okay. This is not like regular protein. This is a slower releasing protein. Now, I have this at night. The reason being I have this at night because you're sleeping, you're not getting food for about 8 hours, and your body is going to be wanting nutrients. And since this is a slow releasing protein source, it constantly feeds your body throughout the night, so your body is not starving and it's not breaking down muscle. You're going to be anabolic while you sleep, because when you sleep, that's when you release your growth hormones. Your testosterone rises. That's where you actually build your muscle, is at night. So you don't want to be in a starved state at night. This is very beneficial if you're bulking, cutting, whatever. You want your body to be fed at night, right? You don't want to do all this hard work and then have it go to waste when you're going to sleep and not getting nutrients for a long time. So definitely invest in casein protein. I get All Max. You can get any other brands. They're pretty much the same as long as it's slow releasing, as long as it's a casein protein. Gold Standard by Optimum Nutrition. Optimum Nutrition is also a very good brand, and they sell casein as well. So whichever one you go with, it's a very effective supplement. Okay. All right. This next one is it's a complex carbohydrate supplement. So it's kind of the same as this. But this is a simple sugar and this is a complex sugar, meaning that this is fast acting. It stores immediately and it works immediately. This is a carbohydrate that will release over time, so it's not as fast acting. And I've been either using this or having some oatmeal after I work out. So, because I'm trying to get in my complex carbohydrates after lifting instead of getting simple sugars. I've noticed that my body fat levels have decreased when doing the complex carbohydrates after you're lifting. Because, like I said before, carbohydrates aren't really a huge factor when it comes into protein synthesis and gaining muscle immediately after your workout. Okay, so this is Explode XL. You can get other products like Waxy Maize and stuff like that. All right. Now we'll go to our whey protein essential. This I usually don't have Muscle Tech Nitro Tech. I usually go with Gold Standard Whey. I would recommend Gold Standard whey protein, but they gave this out at the competition I did the other day, so I'm always going to take free stuff. I'm always going to take the goodies. But a whey protein is basically the purest form of protein. It absorbs very fast in your system, so that's very good post-workout. And you don't want to be taking so many shakes a day, because really protein is there just for the convenience of taking it to the gym and getting those extra calories in. Your main sources of protein should be in your food, either if it's from chicken, turkey, or other lean meats. This is just to get your calorie intake for the day. It's not to eat this all day, because that's really not very healthy, and then you're going to be hungry all the damn time. Because I actually had to, when I was up in New York, in college in New York, I pretty much lived on protein shakes, and that wasn't a very pleasant experience. Now that I'm home, I have access to actual food, so my body has improved so much with access to actual solid food instead of just protein shakes. But definitely good for post-workout or getting those extra calories in that you may not feel like eating. And if you're one of those guys that just hates eating in the morning, have some of this. Have a whey protein shake with a banana or some cereal or something. That'll help you make it easier for you to eat, I guess. And I would take 2 scoops of the Gold Standard whey, which is about 50 grams of protein. But it all depends on your calorie intake for the day and how that fits into your macronutrients. But typically I would do 2 scoops for most people. Alright, so that's our whey protein. We'll go to the next thing on the list. This is so neat. I'm usually not this neat, but made it look nice for you guys. Give it a nice presentation. Okay. All right. Yes. This is it. This is a moneymaker right here. Very, very important. This is Extend, not Extends. No, it's not a penis pill. I'm doing fine in that category. But this is Extend. This is a branched chain amino acid product. So it has branched chain amino acids, it has glutamine, and it has electrolytes. All this has to do with recovery. Okay, so let's look back at my notes for this. Let's see. Okay, guys. So the main ingredient in this is your branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs, and this is basically the building block for proteins. But what this does is it prevents your muscles from breaking down if you're cutting, and if you're bulking, it increases protein synthesis. So it's going to allow you to gain more muscle, and it's just a great product. It's going to reduce the amount of muscle that breaks down when you're cutting, like I said. Let's see what else it does. Also, another thing, being a psychology major, I have to know about all these different chemicals in the brain. And actually, when you work out, your body releases serotonin, and when your body releases a chemical called serotonin, your brain perceives that your body is tired, so you're not going to work out as intense. But studies have shown with branched chain amino acids, it actually reduces the levels of serotonin released during your workout. So that'll allow you to be have a more powerful workout and be more intense during your whole duration of your workout, instead of fading when those serotonin levels start to increase. Okay, so these are essential. Branched chain amino acids, very essential. You can go with different brands. Here's another brand that I went to, but I went back to Extend. I believe that Extend is the best one. And as far as the dosages go, I have about a scoop between each meal, and this is going to increase protein synthesis. And also I have a scoop before, during. I have 2 scoops before, 2 scoops during, and 2 scoops after my training. Okay, so I have a lot of these. These are very important. These help so much with recovery and strength gain. So if you're on a budget, this is definitely one product that I would get, because Extend has it all in here. It has your electrolytes, which everyone knows about that. That's the Gatorade. That's going to help you maintain your endurance throughout your workout. And then it has your glutamine, which is kind of like branched chain amino acids. It's going to help you recover. And then you have your branched chain amino acids in here, which we already talked about. That it's very important and very essential. So great product right here. Okay, we'll get into our pre-workouts. I know you guys all love pre-workouts. So we'll start with this one. I just bought this one today and tried it today for the first time. And it's Pump HD by BPI. Pretty good one. Let's look at the back. Okay, so if you're a person on a budget, I would recommend getting pre-workouts that have supplements that incorporate all these into one of this. These are one of those supplements. I got it because I wanted to try it out, even though a lot of supplements that I have here are in this. So let's look at the back. It has creatine monohydrate, 2 milligrams, typically to maintain your creatine levels in your muscles. You need about 3 to 5 grams per day. So just 2 scoops of this would suffice for your creatine levels. Let's see, as beta-alanine, not enough dosages, not enough in there for the proper dosages for it to be effective. Let's see. Oh, it has electrolytes in there, and it has amino acids. So this has a lot in it. I think it was about $35. So it's a pretty good price for how much stuff you have in it. Energy wise, it was pretty good. I don't like pre-workouts that are too crazy, because I like motivating myself. I don't want to depend on a super strong stimulant to fuel my workout. I want the fuel to come from right here, you know what I mean? And that's basically what a pre-workout's for. It's just to help you get that extra rep in, you know. It's not to replace your motivation. You can't start depending on this. If you start depending on this, you got to come and go away from stimulants and pre-workouts for about, I'd say, a month, because that happened to me, and I realized that I was extremely dependent on pre-workouts, and I had to constantly increase my dosages, and it was a rough cycle, and I just had to get off of pre-workouts for about a month. And now I don't rely on pre-workouts very much. I take 1 scoop at most, and I don't like the crazy ones. So if you're like me, if you don't want a pre-workout that's too crazy, this is a good one. Pump HD by BPI. Okay. Now I know some of you guys are a little messed up in the head and like those crazy stimulants. I used to be that guy back in the day before I got dependent on pre-workouts. This is NoxyPro Chrome, the new one. This is the one without 1,3-dimethanol in it. And 1,3-dimethanol is a very bad chemical, and they had that in the old one, but this is the new one. It does not have that, so it's reasonably safe. But with NoxyPro, all NoxyPros and CTD products, honestly they're kind of sketchy, because the first NoxyPro you could get tested positive for methamphetamines on it. I actually had a friend get pulled over, and he got arrested, and they had to take his blood and stuff, and he got tested positive for methamphetamines on it. So honestly, I would stay away from any NoxyPro, because there's a lot of proprietary blends on here, and a proprietary blend means that you don't know how much of a chemical they're using, and you don't know what chemicals they are using. So they can be putting cocaine in this damn thing for all we know, you know? And this is not approved by the FDA, so you got to be careful with your pre-workouts. Always read the labels on the back. And if anything has a 1,3-dimethylamine in it, you do not want to take that, because that's a very, very bad chemical. It's bad for your heart, and over time it will decrease your energy levels like crazy. Okay, so that's NoxyPro. It's crazy, but I do not recommend it. But you can do what you want, you know. If you want a crazy workout, you know, take it, whatever. But I still would not recommend this. Okay, let's go to the most effective, most talked about, most controversial supplement on the market today, and the most researched supplement on the market today. And it's creatine monohydrate. Okay? Now I know a lot of you guys have heard many bro myths on creatine monohydrate from, Hey guys, sorry I had some technical difficulties, so I had to come back here later today, and that's why the change of shirts. But like I was saying, creatine monohydrate, the best supplement out there, the most researched supplement out there, and the cheapest supplement out there. It's $20 and it lasts about 3 months, and it's the most effective. Come on now. But the myths are that, you know, it will bloat you, it causes kidney damage, it doesn't work, and stuff like that. The first myth, it'll bloat you. Yes, you do store water with it, but it's in your muscle. And water is anabolic, so that's the whole reason behind creatine monohydrate. All these other creatines that say they don't hold water, that means that they're basically saying that they don't work. Because one of the main reasons why creatine is so effective is because it stores water in your muscles, and that's what is so anabolic about it. So if you have creatinine or all these other creatine byproducts, they don't work because they don't store water, and that's the whole point of creatine, pretty much. So that's all bullshit. Don't buy any other creatines. Creatine, FLS, or creatinine. All those other ones are not even close to being as effective as monohydrate. Okay, what else? The kidney failure, that came about because 2 wrestlers were on creatine monohydrate, and they were extremely dehydrated, and they were in a sauna, and they collapsed, and I think they died, and that's why creatine got a bad rep. But that's not the main reason why they died. They died because their organs failed because they were extremely dehydrated. Did creatine monohydrate kind of make the dehydration more extreme? Yes, it did, but it did not cause their death. Okay, so creatine is safe. And if you drink above 6 bottles of water, you're fine. You're completely fine. I have about 8 bottles of water a day, which is a little over a gallon. So, you know, just be safe. Have 7 to 8 bottles of water a day, and you'll be completely fine. And but how this works, I'll get into the science a little bit. Basically, when you work out, your body creates muscle contractions. What fuel muscle contractions is ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine tri standing for 3 phosphate groups. So that as there's adenosine group, and then there's 3 phosphate groups. When we need a muscle contraction, our body will take one of the phosphate groups, which will then turn ATP into ADP. ADP meaning adenosine diphosphate, di meaning 2 phosphate groups. and ADP is useless to our body. So that is where creatine comes in. It's like a phosphate reservoir. So it keeps on replenishing those phosphate groups for the ADP, turning it back into ATP so we can keep on lifting. So what does this do? This will increase all explosive movements, everything that has to do with anaerobic, meaning without oxygen. So it increases our lifting. You get way stronger because the adenosine, the phosphate groups that it keeps on replenishing. So you get stronger. You'll be more explosive. So if you're sprinting, which is an anaerobic movement, you can be faster, you're more explosive. This is just so many great things about this. And also, studies have shown that it decreases Alzheimer's, and some studies have shown that it helps your heart health, because when you lift, your heart goes through a lot of stress, and creatine actually rebuilds your heart so it doesn't go doesn't have as much wear and tear on it. So creatine has a lot of benefits. So there's kind of a debate on the dosages. I would say you gotta load it, because how creatine works is everybody has a certain level of creatine storage in their muscles, right? So what we want to do is we want to maximize the storage of creatine in our muscles. To do that, what do we have to do? We have to load. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 20 grams of this for the first 4 days of using it. Okay, and 5 grams is about a teaspoon. A teaspoon is the smaller spoon, and the tablespoon is the bigger one. We were going to want to use 4 teaspoons. 4 times 5 grams is 20 grams. So that's for the first 4 days. We're having 20 grams of creatine monohydrate. Now this is to load up our creatine levels and get our creatine levels to the max. Now after the 4th day, on the 5th day, drop it to 5 grams. Your storage will already be at its maximum, and 5 grams is just to maintain the maximum storage of creatine in your muscles. So it's not that big of a deal. When you take it, I usually take it before or after my workout. I don't really notice a difference between either one, because the main thing is building up that storage of creatine in your muscles. So it doesn't matter what time of day you take it, just take it at your most convenient time. If that's after your workout, take it then. If that's before your workout, take it then. But either way, it's gonna work. Sorry. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, and if you want to be exact with your measurements, you can get like a pre-workout, and then you look on the back label, and it'll say how much grams it has. So for like this, it says 7.3 grams is 1 scoop of this. So what you would do is you would just take a little scooper and measure just a little bit under that, and that'll be about 5 grams. If you don't want to bring around a spoon everywhere, you can just put this in here. That's what I do. I have a little one that I got from a pre-workout. This is about 5.7 grams, so I just put a little bit less than filling this up into my post-workout drink. Okay, but guys, creatine monohydrate is definitely the best supplement. So if you're on a budget, this is definitely the first one you should buy. Okay, it's amazing. Well guys, Alec Davison here to give you the truth and nothing but the truth. If you guys have any more questions about supplements that you want me to take a look about and give my advice to you about, just email me. I'll email you back and tell you what I think about it, because I know about a lot of supplements. If I don't know about it, I'll research it for you and tell you if it's worth your money, and if it's safe. Everything here, like I said, is NCAA approved, so there's no banned substances in here, because like I was a football player, and I was on the same stack when I was playing college football. So all right guys, hope to see you soon. I'm out.